Where's Compas?
Yeah, we are.
There you go.
Hey.
There you go. Okay, all right. We got proof right there.
Some guy that seems like he's asleep. Need you to wake up, Gilbert. There's a lot of energy.
Come on,
going
Gilbert.
here.
Let's go.
Come on. Dan and Dago is at Moe's. I'll show you. I got it right.
Okay, that's it. You guys, I am done with mine, but that's couldn't get better than a 2026 6th-round pick swap for a 7th-rounder. So
Freaking love you, Chad.
Hey, dude. Cool, man.
Compas on the beat, man. Derwin James signing off, man. Watch Compas on the beat, man.
Welcome to What's Up, Bolts. I'm Fernando Ramirez. Chargers end up pulling off the victory 29-27 after a field goal from Cameron Dicker to beat the Miami Dolphins 29-27. They are 4-2 and atop the AFC West. I know that they're obviously tied with Denver, but obviously the Chargers have the tiebreaker because they are 3-0 in the division. I know there's a lot of frustration from what they saw down the line. Fans are frustrated about what they saw down the line, but this was a victory that they needed. They needed this victory. They're 4-0 now in the AFC. They're 4-0 in they're 4-2 now, and they still, even though Denver had an ugly win today, the Chargers keep atop the AFC West. That's what they needed. So a victory is a victory, and I'm sure reinforcements are on the way slowly. But you know what? There's reinforcements coming for What's Up, Bolts. It is an individual that I'm sure everybody's waiting to hear from after that game. It's an individual who, honestly, he's been giving you guys gold on this 2-game losing streak. He gave you guys gold. Let's see what he gives after a Chargers victory. Here is Dan and Dago.
How in the hell are we doing? How in the hell are we doing? I'm sharing a lot of the same sentiments as everybody in the chat so far. You know, it's kind of like, okay, fuck it, we won, but like, what did I just watch? You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of what that was. And I mean, really, these are the type of games you pay big bucks to Jimbo to pull you out of. So, you know, and really, again,
well, that's why you pay Justin Herbert the big money also.
And that's the other thing. Like, the only reason we won that game was because Justin refused to go down and he's a dog. But, like, he got touched on 2 plays down the stretch. Like, how's that winning football? Like, it works today. It'll shoot you in the face tomorrow. Shout out. They were able to pull victory out of the jaws of defeat. So we'll take it. Whatever. Let's keep going. 4-2. You need to get Joe Alt back and some of these guys, and you need to find a better rotation because what we saw out there again today, not very good offensively. So, yeah, like, what are we doing? That was 2 plays in a row.
How did you get out of that?
This is what pisses me off. Like, the stupid social media team, like, that's really gonna, oh yeah, I'm gonna be so hyped. Like, look at Mekhi Becton in that photo. This is how they don't know football. If an offensive lineman is watching the fucking quarterback make a play, clearly something is wrong. Like, what are we doing? You have too many offensive linemen watching Justin. Like, what is going on, dude? Like, Robert Tisci probably withheld something. That's why he got through that. He was playing with a lot of aggression today. But you know what I mean? Like, just get it off the screen. Let's just keep going. This is just stupid. I just still don't understand how I still don't understand why we're not giving other people a chance, but whatever. I'm not in there for practice or the film, so I have no idea.
Obviously a very
son of Odin, baby. Exactly. I like this.
Obviously a very frustrating very frustrating game, I'm sure, especially after the Chargers had a 13-point lead on the Dolphins at one point, and for some reason the defense just has been really struggling. I don't know if the Jesse Minter scheme has kind of been figured out. I don't know if it's because of the players that they're missing. I don't know what it is, but they really have struggled as of late in the last 3 games as well. So I don't know what, I mean, essentially
Exactly.
Essentially they're about to get Khalil Mack is eligible to come back this weekend against the Indianapolis Colts. Denzel Perryman practiced last week. He's eligible to come back. So that's two big pieces that this defense does need. On the offensive side of the football, Joe Alt, it'll be interesting to see if he practices this week. Clearly the Chargers need him especially after what we've been seeing the last 2 weeks with the amount of pressure that teams are generating. Today, Justin Herbert was hit. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 7 times, and he was sacked once.
It's bad.
So, it was essentially better than it has been, but you're playing a Dolphins defense that is one of the worst ones in the NFL. You saw, huge credit to Kimani Vidal.
He showed out. Yeah.
Yeah, 15 carries, 122 yards. He averaged 8.1 yards a carry. And then on top of that, he also had 3 catches, 14 yards, 1 touchdown. This was a matter of essentially, and Dan, I'll let you take over after this, but it kind of felt like, and I had started writing this, but then I had to kind of delete it because it didn't. It seemed like for the third quarter, the Chargers were that 3-0 team that we had seen the first 3 weeks. And they were clicking on offense. They were moving the ball. It was crazy to see that they had like at times 7 or 8 guys on the line of scrimmage, they had seven players blocking for Herbert, and they only had 2 receivers going out or 2 receivers and a running back, and they were still able to move the ball up the field. So that third quarter by the Chargers was very impressive. The rest of the game was kind of That ending, obviously, like we showed, Justin had guys draped on him, and he was able to make the big play and the big throw down the field to Ladd, who turned it into a 40-yard gain. He made one move, and he turned it upfield for 42 yards, and that's how the Chargers improved to 4-2. But yeah, no, the wizardry of Justin Herbert and Ladd McConkey and Kimani Vidal and even Aronde Gadsden. Gadsden had that fumble that turned into a touchdown, but they were able to turn things around, and they were able to go and he was able to have a strong game after that. But a lot of people made different catches. Keandre Lambert-Smith waited 1 for 1 yard. But Hassan Haskins had a 1. Kimani Vidal, Will Dissly, Trey Harris, Keenan Allen, Aronde Gadsden, Ladd McConkey. So they were spreading the football around a lot to try and move the ball up the field. But Justin finished 29 of 38, 264, 2 touchdowns. He was only sacked once, like we said, and it was at the beginning. But there was too many times that he took too many hits. And even Dan was pointing it out. He took too many late hits at times.
Yeah, they didn't call it. That's the part that pisses me off. Like, I don't know what he's doing to the league that they're pissed about. I don't know if someone at the league office is an Ohio State fan or something, but I just don't get why some of these late hits aren't called when they're hitting Herbert. Like, I don't understand it, but I guess whatever. But yeah, what I was going to say is, I guess the silver lining when people go down, you start seeing who has some wiggle and who can do things. And I think Vidal just played himself into some more reps, hopefully, when these guys get healthy. And I think also Gadsden needs to play more. He was one of his favorite targets today. I think he had 8 targets, 7 receptions, and almost like 70 or 80 yards. Like, that's solid for a rookie. So let's get him in there more often.
A rookie 5th rounder.
A rookie 5th rounder, that's super solid. So get him in there. Just protect
Conklin,
the damn football.
I think I saw Conklin had 0
targets,
0 snaps on offense.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. He hasn't done much. I don't even think he's shown anything. But, the other thing is, again, like, in terms of trading for another running back or whatever, maybe you no reason why you can't have 3 really good running backs or 4, make it by committee, give them different looks. But like, my biggest thing is, again, that's not even the biggest need that we have. Like, we don't need running backs. I need pass rushers. I need offensive linemen. Like, the pass rush to me has just been getting worse with each passing week. But at least, the guy we traded for, of course, I'm going to butcher his name, but Owe or something, you look good. I liked him. He looked pretty good. High motor, fast. 20. He's only 26, so that's nice. But and part of it is also like, when you want to run those type of zone schemes, or you have only 4 guys rushing or whatever, you need dudes who are pass rushers. Right now, we don't have dudes who are pass rushers. So that's going to be something to monitor moving forward of how Minter's going to adjust for that, because, the problem is you can't duplicate Derwin James 11 times and get him all over the field, because part of me would love to see him what he's got at edge rusher. See what he's got. He's probably one of the best pass rushers on the team. I wouldn't doubt he could. If you'd put him there for a season, I wouldn't doubt he'd get 10 sacks. But
when Khalil comes back, all three of Thule, because Thule had a big sack as well on a key third down.
Yeah, that should help.
Thule, Owe, and Mack. I think that should be a very good trio.
Hopefully that'll be a little better. Bud Dupree has just shown nothing to me. He's so easily just, faked out with these play actions that, my God, dude, where's the football IQ? But I guess, we'll see. Again, Bozeman offensively, Bozeman still makes me really nervous.
That dude, it's bad. Like
Zion's looked a little better, but again, the tackles, both tackles make me nervous.
Well,
yeah, I see what you're saying, Robert. He had like 2 missed tackles, which that's the only thing. Like, why are we leaving our feet to tackle people? I don't understand that. That's 101. Let's finish through the tackle. Don't leave your feet, and it's gonna be a lot better. Yeah, exactly, Angel. Like, there's just times where, again, the thing you can't have is offensive linemen turning and looking at the quarterback while the play's going on. Like, that's a problem, and I see that way too many times. Way too many times. But what's it called? And that's the biggest thing. Like, you have to find combinations or think, what's the other thing? You have to have, stop. I was reading this. Stop watching at the half. I love this, Danny. That's hilarious. Stop watching at half. Chose to drink instead. Guess I'm drinking and not watching the rest of the season. Superstitions are real. Shout out to you, Danny. 100%. Get us to a Super Bowl. Yeah, you're right, Robert. You're right.
Herbert is like
right through his
Hercules
hands
out there.
He's what?
Hercules.
100%. But that's the problem. Like, again, is Justin Herbert a dog?
It's gotta be lad. It's gotta be lad today. You gotta do that. You gotta do that. Lad to God. What fine? Turn me up.
Keenan said you have to do the video.
Do the video.
He said it has to be you.
Back on track. +1. Let's go. Go, Joe.
Yeah, there you go. That's a football player. He's like, what is all this bullshit you're trying to get me to do? I don't even know what this is. Whatever. We won. There you go. Let's get out of here.
Justin Herbert in the second half, 17 of 22, 171, 2 touchdowns, 129.2 passer rating. Actually, Dan, in the second half of games, he's been pretty strong this year.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But the other thing is, too, the other thing I was going to say, yeah, for real, we've been wanting to see this. I doubt we're going to see it anytime soon, but damn, I don't know what yeah, Lad saved the game 100%. Lad and J Herb. But, again, it just goes back to the same thing. What's your personnel? What are they good at? Where are their deficiencies? And trying to find, how you can exploit what they're good at and try and minimize what they're bad at. But, again, it's going to be interesting to see what they do moving forward, because, like, there's a couple times where they spread them out and then they just have the 5 blocking. They get there quick, but it's like, where's this fast answer then? Where's this check down? And that's my biggest thing. Have fast answers, because these guys are not very good up front. So it's like you need to figure that out, whether it's a running back out of the backfield, someone just sitting right over the middle, however you want to work it. You get paid the millions of dollars to do this, not me. But yeah, but again, it was ugly. Reminds me of the Broncos game, but whatever. They pulled it out.
Let's quickly show this play.
Pressure coming again. Herbert in trouble.
Yeah, Herbert. Like, look at that's the play. That's the play that they took that photo of. Just go to the beginning. What are these 2 dipshits doing that they let him get around them? Like, what are you doing? First off, it looks like Bobby Hart kicks to him instead of vertical to try and slow him down. And they're lucky they didn't get called for a holding here. But look at this. He's turning already. doesn't run really well. He's going to him, which is already going to screw up his angle. I don't know what Makai's doing. So it's like, it's just bad. It's just all sorts of bad where they're going to have to figure this out because, again, like, this isn't going to win you a playoff game. Like, yeah, this is cute. Yeah, this is great. I'm glad the Chargers won. I'm happy that they were able to pull it out. I'm happy they didn't just shit the bed like they would have in the past. But like, as a fan base, as a group, as a whoever, Jimbo's in the building not to win a game. Jimbo's there not to win a playoff game. Jimbo's there to aim for higher things and higher levels of football. So I guess that's the reason why, I don't celebrate some of this stuff, and people probably think I'm really negative and whatever. But like, that's what I'm aiming for. And I understand it's still early in the season. They've only played 6 games. The trajectory could start to go up once they get guys back and, they get hot at the right time. But again, like, we need to aim for higher things. We need to fix these things because, again, like, dude, you in my opinion, you have to win a playoff game this year or it's a wasted year. So they need to figure this out, especially because you're going to have some good teams coming in at home later in the year. This is a little bit of the stretch. Let me see who they play. They play the Colts next week.
They play the Colts on a short week. They play the Vikings.
Oh,
and then after that, they play the Titans, and then I believe they play.
So never mind. They have a pretty soft schedule coming forward, but you still have to put the teams away. Yeah, Colts, Vikings, Titans. Yeah, and that Steelers game, it's going to be physical. So Vikings, and this is the problem, right? You have the Colts next week. You have the Vikings on Thursday, and the thing again that we always talk about, the Vikings are going to try and bring as many people as they can, and they're going to try and confuse your offensive linemen. Well, if Bozeman is easy to confuse, that's going to be a big problem for that game because how are you going to protect Justin? Because I'll tell you one thing, based on how that game, what is this? Most winning drive since 2020, but of course everybody wants to hate on my boy.
My bad. Let me because I don't know if the audio audience can hear what Dan just said. Chase Daniel tweeted out most game-winning drives since 2020. Patrick Mahomes 19, Justin Herbert 18. Go ahead, Dan.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
Chase Daniels
might have a couple. You might have Patrick Mahomes is a bitch. You might have a couple games coming up where you're like, okay, like not super crazy. But, again, you're going to have the back end is going to be very tough because then you start playing your divisional games also. You have the Steelers, Jags, I think will be fine. You have the Eagles, very physical, Raiders, right? So they need to figure this stuff out now and see what combination is going to work because I have a hard time believing, exactly, Alex, right? All these idiots on Fox Sports thinking they're so damn smart and ESPN and all these other idiots. I don't know if I think it's going to be very tough to win a playoff game with Bozeman at center, but I guess we're going to have to wait and see. So, yeah, I know exactly. I just threw that one up. He wasn't clutch. Fox Sports, Eric's Fox Sports over there.
On the other side, obviously, Dan, I know we love to talk about the offense. Exactly. The defense, Oweh, obviously a sack, Thule a sack. They didn't really get to Tua all that much. They had 4 hits on him. I know Tua's very. Let me get the ball out real quick. Yeah. Well, let me get the ball out quick. The Chargers did have 3 picks, and this game kind of started like the Raiders game, Dan, where on the second play, Tua tries to hit Jalen Waddle, and it bops up, and Tony Jefferson intercepts it.
Got out.
Then obviously. In the second, I think it was in the third quarter, Benjamin St. Just comes up with an interception off of Tua as well. And then obviously at the end, Derwin James came off of well, Derwin should have had 2 picks in that game, but
it was a game of turnovers 100% too, because they were starting to move the ball and getting gashed. But again, on top of that, like what was you might have the stats there. What was the points off of turnovers for the Chargers? Like on the first one, they score a field goal. They probably
scored a touchdown.
When? On the first one?
Off of the fumble by Gadsden?
No.
That was the only
I'm
turnover.
talking about the Chargers. I'm talking about
it was a
with
field,
their
yeah,
turnovers.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'm
Field
willing
goal.
to bet they scored mostly field goals, and it's like, dude, that's where you. And this is the thing I've been saying, I think, since Brandon Staley or before. The problem with this organization is it will kill them to put a team away. They still have to learn how to do that. Jimbo still has to learn how to do that with this
10
squad that he
points.
has. Off of turnovers, that's it.
Well, no, okay. One of them don't count the Derwin one.
Yeah, obviously.
So off of 2 turnovers, they had 2. They had 1 touchdown and 1 field goal.
3 picks. You're right, but in either case, you're right. In either case,
Hilberto's claiming the Panthers again, Dan.
Yeah, I'm glad. Great, Grant. They have to.
He's giving up on the Cowboys again.
I'm sure. And then they'll get 2 wins. But they have to learn how to put teams away, and they still haven't been able to figure that out. And that, to me, is a big problem that's going to come to roost later in the season. Like, you have to know how to apply pressure, execute, and start putting teams away. Because when you let teams linger, that's when the momentum shifts, and then that's a bigger problem coming down the pipe later. So, and Robert D says it again, like another problem, the penalties, seven penalties today. They got to clean that up. So, again, moving forward, that's the 2 things they have to understand how to do: how to put teams away, how to score off of turnovers, and again, how to find the winning combination that they need to put on the field. You know, at least you're starting to see that Trey Harris is serviceable. Obviously, you have Keenan and Ladd. Gadsden's emerging, so that's nice. Vidal's emerging, so that's nice. But and all that adds is just depth, so you don't have to use the same guys every time. So yeah, like I said, whatever, they won. Wasn't as good as
We're listening to Justin Herbert's press conference. Dan, let me know if you can't hear when Justin speaks.
Yeah, I think you go back to your training, and I think it starts with our quarterback coach Shane Day and our pocket movement and our pocket progression of understanding that you got to keep your eyes downfield, but at the same time, you've got 5, 6, 7 guys coming after you in the pocket, and so the offensive line did a great job battling, giving me room to move up, step around, and find someone downfield. And
that's saying it nicely.
Making a play, making a guy miss, and being smart and going out of bounds.
Is it tempting to run in that situation? Or are you thinking pass?
You're thinking pass. You're thinking completions.
He's not a running back.
Important than completions inbound. We only have 1 timeout, 40-something seconds, and so it's all about getting chunk plays and getting into field goal range.
The pressure off the right, 2 guys free. You sort of took the hit, but didn't really.
He's getting asked about the pressure on the right side.
Get knocked off your spot at all. How did you do that? How did you maintain your base in that situation and not really get moved at all by a edge rusher with free rush?
Yeah, I think I'd have to watch it, but I think it's back to your training too, and understanding that having a good base and
obviously
making sure that I've got 2 hands on the ball, because those guys they're so well trained and taught to go in there, rip at the ball, and mental error of just having 1 hand on the ball is going to cost you the game. So I think Shane Day has done such a great job of teaching us and instilling that practice every day, and having that base and just sometimes being lucky, I guess.
What can you say about the way Kamani stepped up in the backfield today?
This is
it was awesome to see. He had a great year last year. He stepped up some big plays last year, and so that's what we were expecting from him. He's done such a great job of listening and understanding what we're asking of him, and he took the most of it today, and it's awesome to see that he took the most of that opportunity.
It's just so funny to me. Were you thinking about running the football? He's stepping up in the pocket. He's a quarterback, dude. That's what quarterbacks do. I know everybody gets excited with their Justin Fields and their Lamar Jacksons and all this other stuff. No, he's a quarterback. He's thinking pass all the time. It's pass unless. Pass unless everyone's covered. Don't take a sack, throw it away, or run the damn football. But, the other one, too, of getting thrown off your spot and da-da-da-da. No thrower, no pocket's ever perfect. You got to move. You got to follow your training, your instincts. But whatever. I'm not trying
there
to
was what was the drive? They only had 1 drive where they didn't score, Dan, points in the second half. It was that drive right before
Angel. I think Herbert is just happy to be alive. He gets to go home. Because guess what's waiting for him?
No.
I'd be pretty excited too.
No. We're not doing that today. You know what I wanted to go back to, Dan? In the second quarter, right before Tua and the Dolphins get the ball back right before the half where they kick that field goal, there was that sequence, Dan, where I know you were frustrated about. Obviously on the first play, Justin throws to Will Dissly, then he throws to Oronde Gadsden. They have the ball on first down. They try and run with Hassan Haskins, 0 yards on that one. But the next 2 plays, Dan, was a false start by DeCalcus and
oh my God,
Austin. Whatever. I don't know why his name always costs me. And then they had a false start by Bobby Hart. So instead of being 2nd and 10, you're at 2nd and 20. He throws an incompletion to Keandre Lambert-Smith, and then he throws the 6-yard pass to Oronde to move the chains or to move the ball a little bit, and then kick the ball away to the Dolphins. But that's the problem, Dan. Gaffes like that cost you games and cost you momentum. And in the first half, we saw there were multiple moments where the Chargers were in the red zone and they couldn't capitalize. They had to settle for field goals on 3. There was 3 times they were in the red zone. All 3 times they settled for field goals.
Yeah.
In the second half, they were able to scheme up some stuff that was a lot better, and they were able to score 2 touchdowns in the second half. But those kinds of moments, I mean, they escape you and you don't get them back. And in the first half, they were terrible on third down. I think they were 1 for 7 in the first half. In the second half, I think for the most part, they were pretty good on third down, but those are the type of mistakes that you cannot let happen. And unfortunately, the Chargers have there's only been 1 game this year where the Chargers have won the game in all 4 quarters. They've played very good in all 4 quarters, and that was the Kansas City Chiefs game. Other than that, they've been really inconsistent this season, and the inconsistency shows. And obviously here, they were able to come out with the win, but there was multiple times where they struggled. They struggled to get the ball going. They struggled to do a lot of stuff. So I just it's just gaffes like that, the 2 false starts, that just really hurts the Chargers, especially because you want to be able to win these games. You want to be able to continue to move the football. And unfortunately for the Chargers, they were just they were able to do that at the end, but it moves stuff like that. It's going to hurt you in the end, Dan.
100%. Like we always talk about staying ahead of the chains. That's an easy way to set yourself back and off course. Like then you're wondering why you're going 3 and out. You got guys you have a receiver jumping off sides, for God's sake. Just look inside. You can literally see the ball snap. What the hell are you doing? So, that's the other part of it where it's like we need to just, again, there's too many small little stupid things that just cost you. And they like missed assignments, not knowing what your assignment is to begin with, penalties, like take your pick of it. And, that's what's going to kill you in the end. Again, I would urge Greg Roman to go watch the New England tape from, I don't know. I don't even remember what decade it was or what couple of years it was, maybe like 18 or 15 or whatever, where they had a bunch of no-name receivers and they'd run the football and all their routes were just dinking and dunking. That's all you got to do. You don't, like, obviously, at the end of the game right there, you need chunk plays, and that's a little different. But more importantly, what you have to do, or the offensive philosophy when you don't have all the studs in, is be efficient. Every play, have positive yardage. I always say average 3 yards a play. You at least be in 3rd and short every time. 3rd and medium. Hold on, if I do 2. Yeah, that'll bring me to like 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, I think, or something like that. But that's what, or 4th and whatever. I'm not a math guy. Fuck it. I'm already starting to overwork my brain trying to do that right now. But it'll always put you in a position to win and try and get that first down. But when you're doing some of this fancy shit and you're like not knowing your personnel and you're trying to go heavy and then you get blown up, right? That's the biggest thing.
Are you good?
Yeah, I was reading this. I'd urge Roman to quit, but looking at the Pats game is good too. I swear, we have the best comment section ever. You guys are hilarious half the time. Half the time I can't throw it up because it's so funny and someone will want to assassinate me. But
let me ask you. There's one fan that you love in particular.
Of course, we love them all. They're all.
No, I thought when he jumps in here, a certain individual.
No. I'm watching his game right now, and I hope they just shit the bed to the Bengals. But
Dan, how concerning is what Tua Tagovailoa just said moments ago? Listen, he was asked about the game, and listen to what he says.
Yeah, well, I think it starts with the leadership in helping articulate that for the guys, and then what we're expecting out of the guys. Right? We're expecting this. Are we getting that? Are we not getting that? We have guys showing up to player-only meetings late, guys not showing up to player-only meetings. Like, there's a lot that goes into that. Do we have to make this mandatory? Do we not have to make this mandatory? So it's a lot of things of that nature that we got to get cleaned up, and it starts with the little things like that. Yeah,
dude, that is crazy. That is crazy. Like
the fact that he said that is
because I'm not gonna say he threw Mike McDaniel under the bus, but it doesn't look very good of what's going. He painted you a picture of what's going on inside the building, and you're like, oh shit, okay, now I see what's going on. Which is again but what's funny to me is he's kind of talking about that. I'm like, dude, don't you have a C on the chest, dude? Isn't that you? Aren't you the leadership? But again, whatever. Who cares? They lost. Get him out of my way. It's on to Indianapolis, and we better beat them at home. So let's move on to 5-2 and kind of keep trugging this thing along. You got Danny Dimes back there. Don't make him look like Peyton Manning. I know you're going to get confused because you're going to see a big white standing back there with 17 and you're going to think it's 18. Don't make him look good now. So you got anything else or what else we got?
No, well, I mean, obviously we have to look at the fact that the Chargers did end up giving
McDaniel's too busy getting stoned. That's hilarious.
I mean,
dude, I think he's going to be the first domino to fall.
I mean, let's be honest. The Chargers gave up 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
that's really bad.
But I mean, that's what we've talked about 2 weeks in a row. They're giving the game away for free. This one, they just didn't. They were able to pull it out, thank God. But, and that's where it goes back to the same thing. You need to – the mentality of the head coach has to ooze into the players and understand that you have to turn it on in games to take control, put the gas pedal on, because guys will quit. Guys will quit, especially in the NFL. You get paid millions of dollars. If you're down 21, you're not going to do much. You're going to try and stay healthy and get out of the game at that point. And that's the biggest thing they have to learn how to do. So,
see, the problem is that I feel like, and I don't know if maybe it was the weather or what. I don't like to make excuses for anybody, but they just looked gassed in that fourth quarter. It seemed like that third quarter they really turned it on, and they got it going on, and then all of a sudden it was just it didn't go as smoothly as it did in the first quarter, or in the third quarter, because in the fourth quarter they just kept on moving the football, and again the Chargers run defense is really bad, and I don't know, maybe Denzel Perryman helps when he comes back, but I definitely think that it was rough. I mean, Achan was running all over these guys.
Yeah.
Then you turn and look, and by the way, if the Chargers really are like Ian Rappaport said this morning, I still think the Chargers are going to look for a running back. I know Kimani Vidal had a good game, but it's the Dolphins. They have the worst run defense in the NFL, and I mean,
nothing wrong with it either. Yeah.
Look, and if anything, Gilbert and I know we're both reporters, but we're going to give you guys the honest fact. They played the damn Dolphins. I know Dan and Vic and Gilbert and we all joke around when Gilbert goes nuclear and he starts crapping on teams, but it's the truth. They played the Dolphins. The Dolphins have the worst run defense in the NFL. Let's see what he does next week against the Colts, because I'm telling you, they do still need that other firepower. They cannot be having Hassan Haskins and Kimani Vidal running the ball, because you guys heard what Ian said. on the clip, Ian said they're expecting him to be out longer than just 6 weeks. If he's going to be out longer than longer than 4 weeks, if he's going to be out longer than 4 weeks, you really do need to go get a running back. Now, I'll tell you one thing, especially if Mike McDaniel's about to get canned and all this, I'd call the Dolphins and be like, "Hey, how much? What do you want for Achin?"
Yeah.
Because are you kidding me? Like, the dude he had a really good game against you. And it's funny, Dan, I don't know if you noticed, but at one point, Achin was at 124. And on the graphic, it said career high.
Oh,
and no, hold on. And the announcer goes, that is actually not a career high. He had 200 yards against the Dolphins or against the Broncos, I think last year or 2 years ago. But if we go and we look, Achin was at he had 4 catches for 22 yards and he had 128 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. I mean, yes, there's similar numbers between Kamani and Achin, but if I'm the Charger, I would turn around and I'd call the Dolphins and be like, "Hey, we already played you guys. You're gonna fire this guy. Like, why don't you just give us Achin?" And because if Achin plays well for the Charger and then you get a Marion back, you literally have 3 solid running backs that can help you carry this, because that's what they want. I remember when they made it to the Super Bowl, they had Frank Gore, they had the kid out of Ohio State, or the kid out of Oregon, the running back, and they had a guy named last name Coffee. He ended up leaving the 49ers because he wanted to go help out in Iraq and Afghanistan. So, but you have a lot of different backs in there. So I'm just saying the Chargers still need to look for guys. They still need to go get they still need a running back. I think if Trey Pipkins can come back, Jamari Sawyer, I know those guys struggle, but if you can get those guys back and then you get Joe Alt back, I think you're going to have a stronger team than what you have, obviously, but that offensive line is definitely going to improve. We have to remember that he's an anchor, Joe Alt is.
Yeah.
And right now, most of the pressure, I know that towards the end, the pressure was coming from all sides, but in this game, most of the pressure was coming out from the tackle position. The inside, I thought Mekhi Becton and Zion had a better game than obviously what the ending told, but I think they're going to be fine. I think they're going to be fine once Joe Alt and Trey come back. I think they're going to be fine. The only thing is, I do agree. I do think that the Chargers, and I don't know for what reason, they don't feel either Andre James is just pedestrian at best, or I don't know what it is, but they have LaMichael James. Thank you so much, Alex. LaMichael James. But there has to be some, like, because again, it's like you said, Dan, the competitor welcome. Well, there has to be a competition. I don't know what they feel like Bradley's done so much that he deserves that he's earned the right to be the starting center and nobody else can compete against him. The only one that can compete was Zion during training camp. But I think if Jim is serious about, hey, we're going to put the best 5 guys out there, I think you at least need to give this guy a look and see what Andre can do, because Andre was good 2 years ago. He was really good with the Raiders, and the scheme that the Raiders run is similar to what that ran back then. That's the kind of scheme that Greg Roman basically runs with his team. So I'm just wondering, again, I'd be surprised unless there's an injury. I don't see Jim deciding to make that move, but I'm really interested to see, because I mean, obviously, the media has been adding the pressure towards Jim and Greg, and even today, a game that they won, Bradley Brosman did not look good. He did not play well. There was multiple times where he was on the ground. There was multiple times where the pressure was coming through him, and Justin just had to adjust and try and make plays. So that's just something that we're going to have to monitor moving forward. But I do think that if they get all these reinforcements back at one point, I think, like, I'll be honest. I think when Omarion comes back, we'll either be at the bye week or that Jags game. Like that, the way that Ian was talking about it on NFL Network today, that's when because the next 4 games, you count today because you got put on IR. So you count today's game. You count the Colts, the Vikings, and the Titans. And then you still have 2 games left before the bye. You have the Steelers and you have the Titans. So I just don't, or you have the Titans and then, or no, sorry, you have the Steelers and then you have the Jags. So he must be coming back probably around that Jags game, or they're going to wait until the bye week, depending. But moving forward, I do think you do need to be, there's 6 games left until the bye. You need to be at least 3-3 by the time you hit that bye week, if not 4-2. So, but you need to keep afloat, and that's what the Chargers did today. They kept afloat. I don't know how the Broncos won that game this morning, but
that was pretty bad.
They won that game. You stayed and you needed that victory. You need that victory. Why? Because you know that you don't want the Broncos overtaking you in the division. You may have the division, but you're gonna need it. But real quick, Dan, this is what Jim Harbaugh had. It's a little long, but this is what Jim Harbaugh had to say about that final play from Justin Herbert.
That was incredible belief, and kickoff return unit, especially getting that ball out to the 41, that was huge. That was great momentum. You're thinking, you need 20 yards, to get in Cameron Dicker's range, and we got that, and a lot more. Again, that play would be burned in my mind for until they throw dirt over top of me. Justin Herbert back to throw. Defender wrapped around him. Able to just mighty man it and shake it off and hit Lad McConkey. Lad does his stop, fly by, and starts getting that necessary yardage. And here comes Zion Johnson flying ahead of Lad. Just the type of effort, the type of the want to, the great desire to win. He gets that block shielded, and there's another 20 yards. I'm going to remember that play till they throw dirt over top of me. That's how great I feel about that.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad he feels great, putting on a brave face, I think, because, like I said, dude, yes, you pulled it out. It's not going to cut a week or 2 from now. You know what I'm saying? You have to start incrementally getting better as the weeks go on. And obviously, you've had some injuries and things like that, but you haven't seen that. The last thing you want is on those type of plays to have your quarterback have some defender draped all over him like a cape and him trying to throw and make the play. So, like I said, we're going to have to see what happens moving forward. On to Indianapolis. Thank God they're 4-2. Let's stay afloat and keep on moving.
I do agree with what Jim said there, and that's something that I kind of forgot it, so I apologize. But Naheem Hines, a guy who hasn't played in the NFL in a while because of the injury that he had on that jet ski, but he had the wherewithal, the awareness to bring the ball out. He got it into he brought it back to the 40, so that was able to help the Chargers kind of get up there and.
Oh yeah, you
and
didn't need as much time.
Yeah, exactly. So I definitely think that he deserved
Yep.
a lot of credit for that play, because that was a huge play from him. Like I said, he hasn't played in the NFL in a while. He made that play that was huge by him, and then obviously they end up winning the game. But I do agree with what Robert D put there, that they cannot beat the Colts playing like that. They're going to need some reinforcements this week, and again, we'll know more on Wednesday when the media speaks to Jim Harbaugh again. Just because Monday, I'm sure he'll be asked about Khalil Mack and all these guys, but I'm sure Jim won't say anything Monday. If he says anything, I think it'll be on Tuesday. Or sorry, I apologize. On Wednesday, he'll say something like, "Oh yeah, we've activated the window for Khalil Mack to come back and all that." So again, I definitely think that there's a lot to fix on this team. I know that they're missing him. Obviously, Khalil Mack, they're missing him because the in the last 3 weeks they have not been able to set the edge when it comes to running. They haven't been able to do that. There has not been an outside linebacker. Thule at times he can, but I don't think there's been a guy that's consistently set the edge for them.
Yeah, because he had a big oopsie early or late in the game.
Exactly. So they have not been able to set the edge for him, and that's kind of been a struggle. So I definitely think, like I said, if the Chargers can get some reinforcements back for this game, if Joe Alt can play, if Joe Alt, if Robert D, he hasn't come off IR yet, but remember the Chargers only have a certain slots that they can bring guys back. So with all the players that they have on IR, I'm sure Jim and the team is kind of waiting to see what who they're going to bring back and when and everything. But that was almost a really bad snap by the long snapper today, by the way.
Yep.
J.K. Scott kind of saved that, but yeah, just they're gonna have to until they can get healthy, they're gonna have to kind of hold on for dear life. And again, next week they at least need to split between the Vikings and the Colts. They need to win one of those two games. So it'll be interesting to see what they do moving forward, but they are going to need to split one of those two games. If not, it's going to be a disaster. But one of those two games they're going to need to win. If they can win both of them, then they're really sitting pretty. But again, as of right now, they're 4-2. They just beat the Dolphins 29-27.
Shout out
Cameron Dicker. Great showing. He made the beginning at the beginning of the game. It was a 39-yard field goal, but it started off as a 58-yard field goal, but there was a penalty. It was funny because Dan was saying, even if they because there was a 3rd and 3, Dan's like, if they would have given us a first down again, I still feel like they'd end up settling for a field goal. But in the second half, they were
got to
able
punch it in.
And score. Again, Justin Herbert, 29 of 38, 264, 2 touchdowns. He had a quarterback rating of 112. Kamani Vidal, 18 carries, 124, and a receiving touchdown. Ladd McConkey, 7 catches, 100 yards, 1 touchdown. That another thing that we haven't mentioned, Dan, real quick. Ladd McConkey, great job by Ladd McConkey today. He was what they needed. I had told you earlier in the week, Dan, that I thought they needed to play kind of like what the 49ers played a couple of weeks ago against the Rams when they were shorthanded. Boom, 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 boom. Just move the ball up the field. And I feel like because of Ladd, they were able to do that. No Quentin Johnston, which obviously hurt them for the down the field stuff. But I really feel like guys stepped up today. And Trey Harris had 2 or 3 catches where he was able to get first down. So that's what they needed. They needed a performance like today. Other guys needed to step up and show out, and I'm sure slowly but surely they'll be getting better. But if this is the one skid that the Chargers are going to take this year, if this is the injury bug and the skid and everything that they're going to take, well, let it be now. Like I said, when it's kind of the part of the schedule where they I don't want to say easy because there's never an easy game, but at least it's in the softer part of their schedule where they can squeeze out wins like today. They should have squeezed out that win against the Giants, but coulda, woulda, shoulda. But I definitely think that that Ladd had a good performance. I think that can move them, or that could help moving forward to get Ladd kind of going. Again, this was right around the time when Ladd got going last year. So this could definitely be a game that kind of gets Ladd going again. And for the Chargers' sake, hopefully it is, because they really need sorry, Robert D. Yes, it took Ladd. It was that Saints game, I think in week 7, that they kind of got going, that he got kind of going. That was a game that he got going. I remember last year, and I wrote about this recently, that they had played against the Arizona Cardinals on Monday Night Football, and Ladd did not have a very good game. He had 2 drops, I think, and everybody was kind of throwing crap his way. But
exactly, Angel. Exactly.
Angel, according to Ian Rappaport, there's probably no Josh Simmons tonight for the standout from San Diego, their left tackle. He won't be playing for them tonight, so we'll see what the Lions decide to do with that pressure. But again, 4-2 atop the AFC West. Again, like Angel said, if the Chiefs lose tonight, then things get really, really interesting in the AFC West because the Chiefs would drop to 2-4, I believe.
I thought it was 5.
No, it's 2-4 because they've won 2 games. They beat the Giants and they beat
2 and 3. Yeah.
They beat down the Ravens. They could be 1-5 tonight, but
no,
the Ravens didn't help you. But all right, 4-2. They beat the Dolphins 29-27. Again, thank you guys so much for checking out another episode of What's Up Bolts. This week we'll be back Wednesday, Dan, I'm guessing?
Probably.
Because you have a game Thursday?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so Wednesday we will be back probably around 7 o'clock like we have been doing. So make sure you guys tune in. Again, we'll have some fun stuff. Yes, Angel, thank you. Hit the like and subscribe button. Appreciate you guys so much. But for the time being, we are going to get out of here so Dan can enjoy some Sunday football and obviously and Dan can enjoy the rest of his Sunday. But again, thank you guys for jumping on with us. You guys are the best. We will get out of here. Dan, any final thoughts?
Yeah, be a Compa, tell a Compa, smash the like button, and don't forget, even though they just had Crown Jewel yesterday early in the morning at Perth, we'll never find out why John